obviously, besides the photos, we already know that his phone just kept pinging from that area. So, he'd been there several times. So I think the phone is going to be a real treasure trove of information for.
And is anyone pointing to which one of the three female victims might be the one who's on his phone?
I mean, we all have our suspicions, and of course the cops certainly know, but that's not something that they're telling. There's a gag order in place. They can't tell us all these details.
As we know, Xana was the last person to die. And the reason why is unclear right now, but her father should be definitely happy on this part, that he know his daughter, she did not go out without a fight. They say the defensive wounds and the bruises that's on her body, she had definitely showed that she fought for her life. And all of the blood evidence that investigators said it could lead back to trace evidence from what they found in his apartment.
We don't know the text he sent. We do know, as we talked about a few weeks ago, that he had reached out to one of the girls on Instagram. So, there's going to be a lot of tracks there that they can look at, and tracks that I don't think that he covered.
According to the affidavit, efforts of determining if any or all of the young women were being stalked before this tragic incident happened.
Something more than just, noticing somebody. Paying attention means that you are, purposefully and very deliberately, keeping track of things. So there was somebody who was on his radar for a while. And that person, that girl was unfortunately one of the victims.
All the evidence is stored at the Washington State University Police Department. He is facing 4 counts of felony burglary and 4 counts of murder. The affidavit states that it is a very good chance that the evidence from his blueprint of his car would tell a lot of things too.
Very familiar with the investigation, says they arrested Brian Kohberger's phone, which of course is what you would expect. And now that they've been looking at his phone, they have all of the things that you would have on your phone. And one of the things that they looked at were the pictures.
Murphy, which was Kaylee Dog, was returned back to her ex-boyfriend.
We're learning something tonight about Brian Kohberger and his predilections. On his phone, according to People Magazine and News Nation's reporting as well, on Brian Kohberger's phone, numerous pictures of one of the victims.
They're still trying to determine on how did he obtain these photos.
There are pictures of at least one of the victims in his photo roll. We don't know the details of those pictures. We don't know whether they are pictures he took from a distance. We don't know if they're pictures he downloaded from her social media. But he had pictures of one of the female victims on his phone.
Blood evidence that was found by investigators said it could lead back to trace evidence from his apartment that was collected.
The 4 murdered students in Idaho, Brian Kohberger in jail awaiting the next hearing in June, a gag order making it very difficult to sort of put the pieces together in this very strange mystery.
A warrant will be lifted March 1st so that sealed documents can become public.
It was one of the 3 female victims, and cops sure know who they are. You and I could guess all day, and we probably guessed correctly, but we don't have that officially.
January the 17th, 2023, a motion was filed for documents to remain sealed by Prosecutor Dennis. The prosecutors were arguing that this will be a public safety threat, and this will make the investigation prematurely end if it go public. Did y'all know that they collected fire sticks from his house too? That was something to know. I was like, wow, when I found that out. Video that was obtained from King Road residents show on surveillance that he stalked the property at least 12 times and he returned back to the scene right before the authorities got there. Also, he was tracking them for months and he also was addicted to heroin. I wonder, did he have a relapse?
And potentially the target of all of this? Like, was there one person who was the target and maybe the other three ended up as collateral? Are they saying anything about that?
Well, before the second gag order came along, we were getting, you were getting it, I was getting it, we were getting these tips. And, I think that they had a pretty good idea, even back then, a month ago, the primary target was. Whether or not these pictures are of that person, who you and I both pretty much know, is remains to be seen.